Good day, guys. So it's gotta be done. Gotta have to do my review now of Elden Ring, and just trying to gather my thoughts about it. I think it's one of the best games of all time. I'm gonna go out there and say I think it's one of the best games of all time. Um, Even to me personally, it's highly ranked in my top five. I have been waiting for a game like this for such a long time to come out. It gave me those nostalgic feels of the old style video games, the PlayStation 1 stuff, PlayStation 2 stuff, the Xbox stuff, before all the DLCs and before all the pay to wins. And, I have been dying for a game like this to come out for such a long time. And I love retro games and I love classic games. And this gave me that classic feeling. And example of that is, if you want something, you say, oh, that's a cool armor set. You see a boss with it or an enemy with it. I like the armor set, and you put in work and you get it. You get it. It's not like, oh, let's go to the store, let's go buy it for 29.99. I have put hundreds upon hundreds of hours into this game. Like, it's just incredible. It's incredible. I'm still playing it now. I'm trying to do 100% platinum playthrough, and I've just had so much fun. The level design is incredible. Like the first time I raided Stormville Castle, the very first time I beat Margit, and we got to Stormville Castle, and we're on the cliffside. You put your sign down, and just raiding that beautiful castle, and it kept giving us secret after secret after secret area. Things were just discovered left, right, and center. It was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And it felt like a raid on a castle. It actually felt like you grabbed your team, you grabbed your boys, and you're just going at this humongous thing. When you get to the brandished knight and you're all stop and you're all feared, and one of you, like if you're the warrior, you're running up and you start the fight, and it's like boom. Oh man, like my first playthrough of Elden Ring, I must have played for 160 hours. Like, and I didn't even discover everything on the first playthrough. I was just so in love, and I'm still so in love with the world. And what I love most about Elden Ring is, I remember getting to the Lucaria of the Lakes, and I just looked, and it just opened up like as if it wasn't already big enough. Like at the beginning where the tree sentinel is, you open the door, this entire world just explores before you, and and you're like, whoa, you see this great big golden tree, and you just look in a direction. I want to go there. What does that do? How many times, especially in older games, you looked at an area, oh, that looks cool, let's go there, and you can't get there, invisible wall, or it's outside the map. But on this one, it goes there, and then you try and set yourself an objective of getting there, and then you get steered away. And I remember going to Sophia's Riverwell, like I was exploring. I must have been about 60 hours in at this point, and I noticed it before, but then went back, went underground, thought, oh, it'll be a little area, and then it's just whoosh, and it just opens up even more. And then you got Mogwit's Palace opens up even more. Then you got Nokron and Noxtella, and it's just like, does this world ever end? Does it ever end? Like, and it's not as if it was just a copy paste level system, and it was just all unique. The color palette was beautiful. The transition, like the danger you felt at nighttime. Like, how many times did it go to nightfall and you like must turn it to daytime because those night cavalry was coming after you, or the death right birds were out there and stuff. It's been a long time since a game has given, well, me, that kind of feeling. And then also expanding on that feeling even further, the adrenaline rush. Like, it's been a long time since I've fought a boss on any kind of video game and got the shakes afterwards. Hands are like that afterwards. Adrenaline is spiked. The serotonin, dopamine hit that you get. Oh my days! It was just like, and I'm still playing it now, and creating builds. I love the build creating system. Like it's just endless replayability. It's like I want to make a lightning girl. I want to make a blood guy. I'm making a gladiator. I'm making a barbarian. I'm making a wizard. I'm making a paladin, a crusader. Just I'm making a crucible knight. I'm making a tree sentinel. I'm playing as a tree sentinel. I'm playing as a black knife assassin. The replayability is just absolutely phenomenal. Like it really is. And the open world, you see a place, you just go there, and endless of hours of exploration. And then on top of that, you've got these characters. Alexander, Alexander the Jar, his storyline was amazing. Blythe, like, Rani, Melina, you know, it's just endless and endless. Like the character design was great, the level design was great. The side quest just developed. They dragged you in, pulled you in, got you liking some of these characters. It's hard for games to do that. It's really hard for games to get characters and you get like a real good rapport with them, and you really like them characters, and then it's an emotional roller coaster as well. Like some of these story arcs that you go down, some of these side quests, you're enjoying it, and then you're like, whoa, whoa, no, 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 and it's just great, like, and the detail in the world is just phenomenal. It's so crazy that it's just so massive and open, and it's like it's not as if one bit outshines the other bit. You know what I mean? So it's not as if the one place is better than the other. Like Caelid Wilds, like how diverse and how transformative was that world to just go from like lush green, beautiful lands to just rotted, decayed, hellish landscape with these giant murder turkeys and like Tyrannosaurus Rex dogs, and it's just like I remember going there and trying to fight these things and just be like absolute panic mode. And then again, you're running around, you get about, and it goes to nighttime. You go to places that you've been hundreds of times, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get hit with that music, and you're like, "What's going on?" Big blood mist appears, and then this great big knight just comes out, and all there, this bell bearing hunter. Like, do you remember the first time you saw a bell bearing hunter? Holy, holy days! It's just phenomenal. And this is one of the reasons I think this game is the best of all time. Does Elden Ring have its problems? Yes, it does. I hate the camera system on it. If I'm going to review it, I'm going to have to give honest reviews of my personal playthrough. I hate the camera system on it, and I hate the targeting system on it. Apart from that, that's my only bad comment about it. Really, that's it. That's it. Two things. Two things. I love that it's not paid to win. I love that it was pretty much complete where it came out. The developers are still on it. Oh no, go back. Sorry, rewind a little bit. Third thing I hate about it is the multiplayer system. It needs to be simpler. I wish you could just start a multiplayer with your friends from the get go, because it's not as if you need help in this game. It's hard, but can a casual play it? Yes, you can. You know, we can a casual finish it? I've got friends that are casual players. Yes, they finished it. They might have asked me for hints and tips and tricks and all that stuff. But yes, casuals can play it, and it's just phenomenal. Like again, level design, these legacy dungeons that you go through, the castles are beautiful. The environment is stunning. Everything is in depth. Everything has been thought of really, really well. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing through a Conan world, and then other times I feel like I'm going through a Berserk anime world. And then sometimes I feel like I'm in Lord of the Rings. It's like all of these universes pulled into one, and these are in depth and just phenomenal. And I love how it pushes you as a gamer to be better. And I think the whole philosophy behind these kind of games, like I've only ever played two From Software games, and one of them was Sekiro, and this next one being Elden Ring. And I'll be honest, when I heard about Elden Ring being released, I was like, Elden Ring? What's Elden Ring? RPG? Okay, I've been looking for a game to sink my teeth into for a good couple of hours. And I watched the trailer, and I was just like, from the trailer was like, boom, the hype was there, and I was like, okay, try not get too excited because if I've done this before, looked at game, looks phenomenal, played it, but Elden Ring delivered. It delivered 110%. It delivered on its hype. It delivered on its story. It did like the enemy design is phenomenal. I just loved it. I loved it. And I know a couple of people that have played all the FromSoft games, like the Dark Souls and the Bloodborne's like, oh, that's just a reskin from Bloodborne, or that's just a reskin from Dark Souls. Taking it on as the first time, I was just like, dude, this is just crazy. This is just a crazy good game. And I don't really have a bad word to say about it, really. It's just, three things I have problems with. The multiplayer, I wish you could have continuous instead of in and out, in and out, in and out. The camera system is a little bit janky, and the targeting system is everywhere. That's it. After playing after about 500 hours now, they're the three things I complain about the most. Like when I'm on stream, I'm like, they're the things that trigger me the most. Like the camera angle goes weird sometimes because it clips into the wall. There are options to turn the wall clipping off and stuff like that, and it improves it, but it doesn't fix it. The target system. Sometimes I don't even use it at all anymore because like I just try and use my camera. Um, but it's just so good. It is so good. I highly, highly recommend playing it. Is it frustrating? Yeah, yeah, it's frustrating. You can get to a boss and you can get down to the last hit and it'll kill you with some bullshit mechanic or some bullshit move. But it teaches you patience. It teaches you observation skills. It pushes you to be better. And I think that's the whole philosophy behind these types of games. They push you to be better. They push you to get the most out of your stuff. You're definitely going to get your money's worth. Definitely going to get your money's worth. And again, I think it's one of the greatest games ever created. It's changed the industry for sure. Um, I think it made a lot of developers nervous how it could be so successful and not have a microtransaction store. And I think it's made a lot of games flip on their head. I think it's also raised the expectation level of gamers to not accept half finished by the next lot of this game in the DLC, by the unlockables and stuff. I love the fact that if you want something, you've got to work for it. The reward is the work you put into it. So, you want a fancy set of armor, you go searching the world, you fight a hard boss, you can't do it, or you fight a hard sub boss, you can't do it, and then you eventually do it, and you get rewarded with some fantastic armor. I very much enjoyed playing this game. I've bought it twice on two different consoles. I've bought it on PC. I've got over 110 hours on the PC. I've got like 400 hours on the Xbox. And I have just been blown away. Please give us some more of this kind of stuff. I can't wait for there to be another one. I can't. I want another game like this. I'm still playing it, and I wish I could do a mind wipe on myself and play this game for the first time again, like because the adventure and the journey and the emotional roller coaster it took me on was just next level. But that is what I feel about Elden Ring. That is my personal experience in Elden Ring, and I'm pretty harsh at giving games reviews. I'm pretty I hold my expectations pretty severely. It's hard for a game for me to be so enthralled with, and the character creation was phenomenal. I mean, I know it's just a slider system at the end of the day, but it was the in depth of them sliders and the number system to make things. And I've made some fantastic characters, some extremely recognizable ones, some absolute mutants and transformed evil alien things. But that is the beauty of this game, you know. And I can't express enough of how phenomenal this game is. If you've not played this game, I recommend, highly recommend going to buy it. I've turned people onto it before. People that wouldn't normally play this game, they've ended up streaming it. They've ended up loving it. But that is basically all I've got to say for Elden Ring now, guys. Let me know in the comments below your personal experiences and what you think of this game. Because to me, personally, it's the greatest game of all time. One of the greatest games of all time. It really is. It's right up there with the GOATs. I can't express it enough. It's definitely game of the year for me personally. I wouldn't be surprised if it's game of the decade. For me, it's game of the decade and game of the year. But it's just been so great, and I implore you to go and get Elden Ring, guys. I absolutely highly suggest it. You know. Well, that's for my Elden Ring review. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll be back with another one real soon. Take care, guys.